welcome back to another edition of
Live from
Lavender
Lavender
Town. And today is going to be a really awesome because finally we're going to open up Lost Thunder en masse on the channel. I don't think I've opened a single Lost Thunder pack actually yet on the channel. I don't think I've opened one at all. I don't
remember if I did or not.
Yeah, I don't remember pulling anything from the set. But anyway, let's get to it then. We're going to open up 125 packs. All of these are going to be new. Really.
Should we start with Dragon Majesty?
I'm going to hold on to those Dragon Majesty. I have another 100 in a drawer over there. And I'm probably going to flip them for something else that I'm going to open for the channel at a later date. Yeah. Which I didn't tell you until now. Or Moo. Our cat over there, Mew.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you, Mew. I know, he looks just so disapproving, if you could see him. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get started, and wish us luck. And it's going to open up the locked ones first, which is fine. So I'm really hoping to get things that I'll actually use. It's fun to see Pachirisu again, because I love using the Pachirisu from Generations, or is it Shining Legends? I use it with the Raichu from Shining Legends. Anyway, it's fun to see that back in here, and yeah, just checking out the art. Here's a Fairy Charm, yeah, and then Giratina with Distortion Door, which is useful. People are running that. And Miltank.
Oh, is that what's her face's Miltank? Oh, Whitney? Oh, gosh.
It's got to be Whitney. That was brutal.
Yeah.
Man, I love how much more challenging Gen 2 is than Gen 1. It's really satisfying. Speaking of Gen 1, I've been playing a ton of Pokemon Let's Go.
Let's go Eevee!
There's that Onix that's seeing some play. Because it is fighting type. Drop 2 DCs on it, and away you go with Land Crush.
Oh, I just noticed the little Diglets on that card.
Oh my god, I didn't notice that either. It's amazing. I was today years old. Lost Blender. Put 2 cards from your hand in the Lost Zone, which is useful for decks where you do damage based on how much is in the Lost Zone. I've only bumped into one deck running the Lost Zone like centric theme, and they quit after a couple turns because it just couldn't come together. But I'm sure it can be really playable, for sure. But anyway, Pokemon Let's Go. Oh man, so dang fun. Like, I can't even overstate how fun it is. There's that Pupitar that I believe if you evolve it, you may prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's attacks until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it's great if you aren't rare candying for your Tranitar and you are running Tranitar. Which isn't it's more of a rogue deck than anything, not definitely a tier 1. But this way, Pupitar holds you over in place if you can't get the rare candy so that you don't take damage while you're still searching for either Tranitar or the rare candy. So, Moltres.
And another bird that we caught today.
Yeah, we caught Moltres today in Let's Go. And it's funny how pretty that card is. Decent little bit of fire, what's the word that I'm looking for? Acceleration, fire energy acceleration. We were playing Let's Go, and we've been preparing to do one of the legendary birds for a while now, trying to get, rock types and, electric and water for Moltres, but we wanted to get everything powered up so we could use them, and, we got everything the way we wanted it. We're like, all right, we're finally ready to do this. Let's give it a shot. Saved beforehand. Gotta just give it a shot and see what happens. And then we one-shot it with Eevee using the default electric move that you learn.
Buzz.
Yeah, Buzzy Buzz. Boom, dead. one shot. I was like, we got 5 minutes. Let's go. Here we go. And then we just downed it. Ugh, I do not like Alolan Persian. Of all the Alolan models, Alolan Persian is easily the worst. And that includes Alolan Mach, so that should tell you something. tearaways here. But yeah, so that was pretty funny. It was hard enough to catch though. We threw a ton at it. Yeah, and other than that, it's been amazing. I just can't.
A lot of trainers.
A lot of trainers to bump into. You know, I think that was one of the things that people were really worried about with the game is like, well, there's going to be hardly any battling. It's going to be all catching. It feels so balanced. And because there's so much battling against trainers in the game, I mean, there are so many. And you can rebattle certain... That cute Eevee. It's adorable. There's an awesome... So obviously the evolution Eevee from... it's not Generations, it's Sun and Moon. It's base set. And it evolved... Or no, maybe Guardians Rising. Either Guardians Rising or base set. Anyway, that Eevee is obviously the most played, but the art on it isn't as cute as other Eevees. But, ooh, Tyranitar GX! I wanted one. I'm super happy about that. Because what's awesome about this Tyranitar is, and you can see from the ability, if your opponent is knocked out by damage, that Pokemon and all cards attached to it go into the Lost Zone. So all of the Pokemon's previous evolutions that are attached to it, and any energy that are attached to it, item cards, like a Choice Band, all goes into the Lost Zone. That is handy. If you can make it work, it can be a ton of fun. But you do have to make it work. And Dusty Ruckus is not a bad move. For 2 Darkness and a Colorless, does 130 and 30 to each bench basic Pokemon. Pretty slick. Pretty darn good. I mean, in a perfect world, that would be Darkness DCE, and you'd be ready to go. Turn 2, Rare Candy, Tyranitar. You get your second energy on there, which is either your DC or your Darkness, depending on which one you put on first. And then you unload with Dusty Ruckus, and you just hit, you know? But it's still good. Still really solid. It's not going to see a ton of play, but... and then Lay the Smackdown GX just does 220, which is nice. I mean, that's an instant KO on most things. You know, besides, like, Tier 2 GXs and, obviously, Tag Team GXs. That's going to be a whole other animal. Oop. I didn't do the tearaway. I clicked open another.
Oh,
I've cursed myself. I'm not going to get anything good out of this. Wait, I got a spell tag, though. Excuse me. Oh, look at the pretty... It's so cute. Little cutie fly.
Oh, last night at dinner, we were playing Pokemon Go. And...
Oh, man.
I had my mouth full, but something...
A Dratini.
A Dratini popped. So I looked over at Matt, and I was like,
and I was like, what is it? What is it? I got it. We both got it. So that's the important thing. There's the Larvitar for that. Ooh, Electro Power. Yes, I'm really excited to use that out. That's awesome. During this turn, your electric Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage. Super handy. There are so many meta-relevant cards in this set. And I gotta get that Poipole so that I can get the new, oh my gosh. How many times? Naganadel? Naganadel? What
Low and Vulpix.
So cute.
A different ability.
Yeah, if you have any fairy Pokemon in play, it has no retreat cost. Most people are probably still going to use the other Alolan Vulpix with the Alolan Ninetales, which is another one we are very much hoping to pull.
But it looks like it was gonna compensate.
It does. It looks unobjectively cuter. Alolan Vulpix and Alolan Eevee, the art on those two cards that everybody's using in any decks that have them in it, could be so much cuter. And there's so much cuter art for them. I mean, how do you screw those up? Oh, Marie! Another cutie. Ooh, Lucamine Prism Star. There is one Prism Star card in particular that we're looking for, and it's of course Ditto. Ditto is amazing.
Ditto's a Prism Star.
And it is awesome. Ooh, Unknown Hand. There are some broken decks in Expanded using this card that will likely lead to some bans for sure. Where you can use this. More unknown damage, I think, than anything. Because there's a way for you to get a bunch of damage onto your Pokemon without letting the other person play. Unknown Hand has a semi-broken deck. It needs a couple turns, though, to make it work. Because you need to draw. You need to draw a lot. And it's not easy. In Standard, it's easier because nobody can end your hand into Oblivion. In Expanded, it's really hard though, unless you can ability or supporter card lock. You know, stop them from using supporters. There's Shuckle, but it's not Shuckle GX, which is in this set. So it'd be awesome to pull that too.
Is there a Shuckle tag team?
Not yet. There has not been a Shuckle tag team announced. But I mean, who knows? Who would they pair it up with? Something else ironic? It'd be grass for sure. Shuckle typically is grass. But
No, I thought it was water.
in the TCG, it's always been grass as far as I know. I'll have to look into it. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. I know the GX and regular form in this set are both grass. Oh my gosh, that's even cuter than the other Marie.
Ability fluffy pillow.
Once during your turn, before you attack, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon asleep. It's too bad Ampharos is better in this set. But yeah, oh, and what is the Lucamian Prism Star? I haven't really looked at this one, because I just know Ditto is the best one. Your opponent has to have exactly 3 prize cards remaining, and it prevents all damage done to your Ultra Beast. That is so specific. I could see some... Oh! Macargo is awesome! Macargo GX is an amazing card in this set, and I'm really excited to have pulled it. And the full art, no less. That is awesome. It's because of this ability right here. This is everything. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may discard the top card of your deck if it's a basic energy attached to one of your Pokemon, which is so handy. It really, really is. And then Lava Flow is 2 fire and a colorless. Discard any amount of basic energy from this Pokemon, and it does 50 damage for each card you discard in this way. Lots of energy discard, and Blacephalon is no exception. Oh, and then Burning Magma. Discard the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. Which, that one's not so useful. But, yeah. Basically getting energy out there. Attach it to one of your Pokemon. Not a basic Pokemon either. Any Pokemon can be useful. Oh boy. Yeah, I love that. So far, not at all disappointed in the hits. 2 Prisms, 2 GXs. I really, really want...
That's pretty.
That is pretty. The Gardevoir from... God, I want to say Shining Legends. It looks very similar, but even more stunning than that. One of the most stunning arts I've ever seen. Horrible card. Gorgeous art. Oh, and it's... The little known fact about this, there have been like 8 Pyroars in the TCG. This is the only female Pyroar that's appeared on a Pyroar card at all. They've all been the male one. And I kind of agree with some other YouTubers I've watched. The female Pyroar looks so much cooler, honestly. Male Pyroar is cool. Female Pyroar, way cooler. Yup. Hashtag sorry not sorry. Also, really hoping to pull some Professor Elm's lecture. Blacephalon and Zero Aura GX are 2 GXs that I want to pull multiple copies of if somehow possible. I think there's a Zebstrika in this set that's really useful too.
Whoa!
Oh my god! A gold netball!
Oh my god.
How many gold cards can I pull on these videos? Oh my gosh! Search your deck for a basic Leaf Pokemon or a Leaf Energy card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. Wow.
Well, that's it for today.
We're done. That's it. I'm gonna go turn off the video right now. I'm gonna get up and...
Wow.
Yeah, that is... Look how gorgeous that is.
You have the best luck with pulling the gold cards.
I know. It's unbelievable, really. I've not pulled enough product to have the number of gold cards that I've pulled. Oh my gosh, wow. Whew. Okay, well I'm not ready for anything super awesome in this next one pack, so...
Otherwise we would have to jump off and go.
Oh, this Diglett is so much better for the that Diglett deck that uses the Doug Trio. Kofagrigus. What a weird Pokemon. But yeah, the Dig Trio from Ultra Prism that discards all the energy from your hand. It does 30 per steel energy discarded. This was really great for that. You could just immediately get your other basics onto your bench. I need to swap those in once I'm done with this video. I guarantee you I'm gonna have a playset of those. Wow, that gold that ball though. Now my hair is all frazzled. That's not useful. That's the least useful like trio we've had so far. There's another Distortion Door Giratina. Oh, a pretty Espeon. Well, I like the initial draw ability, but Energy Crush does 20 more times the amount of energy attached to all your opponent's Pokemon.
Could be useful.
I could see it played.
Yeah.
There's just no beating Sun and Moon era Espeon, which I still only have one of those in the TCG, in the online TCG. Were we? Ooh, there's the Durant that discards for the mill deck people use. Try to deck people out. Don fan. Oh yeah, this stays alive when it takes a knockout blast. So it's pretty cool. And then that Pyroar again. What were we talking about before? Trying to remember. We were talking about some of the useful GXs. We were talking a little about Let's Go and how great it is, and it is so dang good. Oh yeah, man, it's been like minutes ago in the video, but I was talking about Dustox. I was talking about how wow, Illuminati confirmed. How many grass types? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a leaf energy. Like, oh my god, just inundated with grass. We were talking, and this is the last trade lock pack. Everything after this is all tradable. But we were talking about, or I was talking about the balance of it, right? And how like, oh, another Electroporter, yes. I was talking about how there is concern. Yes!
Yay!
Yes! Oh, I'm so happy. I am so running this in my Rayquaza deck, and I'm gonna throw it in with my Raichu deck too, more than likely. Thunderclap Zone is great. Each of your Pokemon that has any electric energy attached to it has no retreat cost, and this is a basic. Like, you don't need to evolve to get that ability, and that is so handy. Plasma Fist, that's alright. 160, 2 electric in a colorless, can attack during your next turn. This one also can be really useful though. This GX attack, attach 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So unbelievably useful for the Rayquaza deck and for my Raichu deck that I'm gonna pop this into. So, and this is gonna be awesome. Lightning attacks do 30 more damage. Oh, I'm loving it. I love this set so much. I honestly think it's entirely possible that this set will have more of an effect on the meta long term than the next one with the Tag Team GXs. I'm not even kidding. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong because Tag Team GXs is huge. But this set, oh, and this Gramble that everybody's using in amazing decks. If you have no cards in your hand, it does 130 more damage. So if you can get rid of all the cards in your hand, you can do 160 damage for 1 fairy energy on a stage 1. Not even bad. And oh, Virizion GX! Virizion GX is still, it's a solid grass card. It's not amazing, but I mean, it's basic. You're getting a draw ability for the first attack, which I'd rather have a low damage attack that you could hope to hit for weakness on something. There are enough things with a weakness to leaf that see play that you would think there'd be more grass type power decks, but there haven't really been any new ones since Golisopod or Golisopod. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I've always pronounced it Golisopod, but what was the one that Delmise? Delmise has seen a good amount of play too. It's a grass card in the last set, Celestial Storm. Sensitive Blade for 2 grass does 50, and if you played a supporter card during this turn, it's gonna do 80 more, so 130. That is not bad at all, because you're gonna play supporter almost every single turn in the current meta. You just are. So I mean, two grass and you're already rolling out 130. That is not bad. With a choice band, you're hitting for 160. you're still not hitting the numbers to get one-hit KOs on most things beside that are GXs anyway. Breezeway GX, put any number of your Pokemon in play and all cards attached to them into your hand. That could also be really, really handy. If you have a lot of damage spread out across your Pokemon, or one or two of your Pokemon are really vulnerable from damage, boom, you just pick them right back up and you're done. And that includes this Pokemon. You could pick him up too.
Huh?
So yeah, that's pretty handy. But this Gramble is where it's at. People run this deck just like mad. Yeah. Oh, really happy with these pulls so far. Super awesome. Unbelievable. I mean, we're like 25 packs in, and we've already pulled 4 GXs and a gold card and 2 Prism Stars. Like, that's unbelievable. I almost expected something else to be there. But there's the Distortion Door, but in hollow. Another Lost Blender. I like Custom Catcher. It really like tries to find a happy medium between the old Counter Catcher or Pokemon Catcher and the new one. You can, if you play 2 at one card, you can draw until you have 3 in your hand. If you play 2, switch into your opponent's bench with their active. The original Catcher card, you could play 1 and switch to your opponent's Pokemon with a Pokemon from their bench, and that was ridiculous. Like, that's OP to be able to do that with an item card. Yeah, we actually got all that in 20 packs. All those awesome hits. We are not 25 packs in. This is gonna be an incredible video. There is no doubt about it. But yeah, balance. What I was saying about balance before is that there's already so much trainer battling, and you can rebattle the coach trainers, which are scattered throughout the map. You can rebattle all the gym leaders. You can only do all of this once a day, but I mean, you could just do that. That could be a daily thing for you. You can rebattle the Elite Four as much. Oh my god, another Macargo GX.
Different art.
Yep, that's the regular art, and I like that almost more than the full art in this case. Usually full arts are about my favorite. On occasion, these are. Rainbow Rares are never my favorite looking art, which is lucky for me because trade value. I can trade down and get extra stuff. Anyway, yeah, Macargo's awesome. I can't say enough about it. It's cool as heck. Yeah, but I mean, there's plenty to do as far as Grant battling, but man, the catching mechanic is so much more fun than it has any right to be. Yes, Professor Elm's lecture. Finally yanked one. We gotta hope to get at least 2 more. Yeah.
She's also in the...
She gives you a bottle cap. You can max out your IVs with bottle caps. Tapu Koko. Yeah, I really want the promo Tapu Koko. I've never had one in the online TCG. I've just always played decks that don't use it. But no, what I found is that as much as I was hooked on the battling of previous Aether Foundation, of previous versions, yes, and another Gramble, what I found is that catching is actually more addictive. It just is. Like, the battling is super fun. It's fun to see it play out on the big screen with fully 3D models. I haven't actually looked into this Tapu Lele. Whenever you attach a Pokemon tool card that has a fairy charm in its name from your hand to this Pokemon, during your turn you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon confused. That's unique. But I don't know that this would see a lot of play. 110 HP isn't super great. Magical Shot does 70 and has nothing else. I mean, unless you had a way to attach back and forth your tool to the Pokemon. Yeah. Anyway, Confusion can be really powerful if done right. But there's so much in Let's Go that, and it's so fun to catch. I can't believe how fun it is to catch. And like I said, it's awesome to see the battles. Even though the move pool... Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy god! This is the gold card that I wanted probably the most from this set. Oh my goodness.
You have all the luck.
Yeah. Oh my god, this video. I don't know if I can take the next, what, 98 packs that we still have?
gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna text Derek, your best friend.
Yeah, yeah, you let him know. Let him know what I did, what I've done. Oh, that's awesome. Oh man, I'm so happy about that. And yeah, 98 packs left to go.
From Lost.
And it actually catching breaks up the monotony of battling. It really, really does. And I too, when I first saw the trailer for Let's Go, I was like crestfallen at first because I was like, no, I wanted the experience of going out and finding my Pokemon, and it looked super kiddish to just see them all standing out in the wild, but it actually feels more real that way somehow. And it turns out that what I thought was really, really fun was actually in many ways frustrating about other Pokemon games. It's frustrating to go through an area and you're... Oh my god! Oh my god!
Are you ready to jump out into the snow now?
I feel like I am. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
Just got a triple.
Oh my god. How many gold cards can I pull from this set in one freaking video? I would feel like this is staged, but I mean, nothing
You're
about...
You're seeing it here first.
You're seeing it live, and I mean, well, not live, after we upload it, of course, but I mean, it's not like... Nothing about this channel would suggest that we would be technologically savvy enough to stage something like this.
I'm gonna color in the cards.
Wow. Okay, choice helmet. Pokemon this card is attached to take 30 less damage from attacks of your opponent's GX and EX, Pokemon EX. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
What other gold cards are in this set?
I know. Well, we'll find out when I pull the rest of them in this video. There can't be that many more, if any. I don't know for sure.
Oh, that's so cute. It's just eating its tail.
Oh yeah, it's like our cat when he chases his tail.
He's sleeping right now. Wow.
That could be really awesome. 120 for a leaf. And it's just tough to rely on 2-hit.
My heart's like going like...
I know. Oh my gosh. Coffee. So same. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but areas of the original games that were frustrating and that I didn't allow myself to believe were frustrating are fun. It's fun to go through Rock Tunnel now, and it never was fun before. It was never fun to run into 40 Zubats and run away from all of them on your way out of the friggin' cave.
Sure.
Yes, Substrike up! Yeah, once during your turn, you may discard your hand and draw 4 cards, which is super useful. What were you gonna say?
Make sure you'll get encounters because they'll like start coming towards you, but you're able to dodge.
Yeah, you can avoid them.
And then once you encounter them, if you hit run, they'll disappear.
No, and I mean, like 2 unknown hands in a row. Oh my gosh. I want the other ones just for fun. Memory energy. Yeah, the Pokemon this card is attached to can use any attack from its previous evolutions. That's really unique. You would have to have a very specific attack. There was like back in the day, I want to say Generations. There was it was 2 different. It was a Charizard and a Charmander from 2 different sets. And there was a way that the Charizard could use a really useful attack from the Charmander. Yes! Got the Ditto Prism! Oh my gosh. You can attach any stage 1 from your hand onto this Pokemon to evolve it. Obviously you can't use it when the Ditto was played or on your first turn, so you treat it like the pre-evolution of any stage 1, which is super handy, especially in decks where like you rely on a particular Pokemon. Like when I was talking earlier about the Alolan Doug Trio deck, that Alolan Doug Trio is really vulnerable. He has 60 HP, and then he goes down, and you can recover it with like a Field Stretcher or something like that, or Rescue Stretcher, I mean. This way, you basically have another Diglett to attach another Doug Trio onto if, let's say, a Diglett gets knocked out before it even evolves into a Doug Trio. So, yeah. Super handy. And that ugly Persian. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, so, Rock Tunnel. I can't remember the route numbers between Seafoam and the shore, and between Seafoam and Cinnabar, but all that is fun now. It really is. And the Pokemon feel more real when you can see them out in the world. They really, really do. It's satisfying. And part of what made, and I love classic Pokemon games, I absolutely do. I know what I'm saying is controversial, right? I do love them. Oh, I just had a feeling that was going to be something else. The thing is, a lot of the hook... Oh, excuse me. A lot of the hook from those games... I'm going to like throw up from all this excitement. A lot of the hook from those games was because the areas that were really annoying made the areas that weren't as annoying seem that much more fun. So once you get out of Rock Tunnel, it's like, yeah, finally I'm back to where things run into me in the tall grass and I can walk off to the side and avoid them. Like, but in this, every area feels fun to go in. It just does. It's fun to explore them and to see what you find. And the fact that you can go on catch combos and make things spawn that are super rare, like, is super satisfying, and it's a really fun mechanic. Ooh, Life Forest! The Prism Star Stadiums. I take it back saying that Ditto is the only one I want. I want the Prism Star Stadiums. Once during each player's turn, that player may heal 60 damage and remove all special conditions from one of their Leaf Pokemon. Super useful. Especially when so few people are playing Leaf Pokemon decks, that playing this, you're not risking that somebody else can take advantage of it either. It's something you get to use exclusively for the most part. You still see Golisopod, you still see Tapu Bulu, and yeah, definitely you see Delmize, you know, on occasion. It's not a lot though, especially now.
Derek said, "Oh my god."
Yeah, he's right. Oh, another Distortion Door Giratina. People have used this once during a turn. I keep ignoring it and not reading it, but. Once during your turn before you attack, if this is in your discard pile, you can put it onto your bench. If you do, put a damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's any way that you can just kind of distribute damage counters is useful. Anyway. And then it's attack, which damages you too. Not super fond of that attack at all. It says 130 for 2 Psychic and a Colorless, and you have to put 4 damage counters on one of your Pokemon. So there is that. What makes Distortion Door Giratina useful is if you have one of your opponent's Pokemon is about to die, but it's on their bench and you have no way to get it into the active so you can hit it, you can bring out that Giratina from the discard, and if it's got 4 or less, 40 or less HP remaining, it just gets knocked out right away for you. And there's my 4th Electropower. And look, one of them is a gold one. You know, you just come to expect it when you're me.
That's your 3rd Umbreon, though.
Yeah. What does this Umbreon? I haven't really looked into it. If any of your Pokemon are knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack during your last turn, this attack does 90 more damage. That's the only useful thing. Dark Cutter is not good, especially on a stage 1 that's small. 110 is really eh. Retaliate can be useful, but it's not just that you're depending on
someone being knocked out.
You're not just so at best you're going to be able to use that 5 times a game, and all of those times the Pokemon has to be knocked out by damage from an attack. So it doesn't count if it was an attack that, or a move that puts damage counters on a Pokemon. That doesn't count as an attack. So, yeah, I don't know. It's too specific, too situational.
Oh, stealing.
Morty! If one of your Psychic Pokemon was knocked out, your opponent reveals their hand, choose 2 cards you find there, and they shuffle it into their deck. I know I've heard somebody say that there's a deck that can make use of this, but yeah, see the difference in the text here? You can play this card only if one of your opponent was knocked out. It doesn't say by damage from an attack, which means anything that caused it to get knocked out will do. Yeah. There's that Diglett I'm going to stick into one of those decks. Oh, Tapu Fini Fairy type. Yeah, Wondershine. Does confusion, but only 100 damage. Dream Away is probably what people would use. That works just like that Pinsir attack from I can't remember what set it was from, but there's a Pinsir from the last expanded from the expanded format. Is from the X and Y era, I believe. And it you flip a coin, and if heads, the active Pokemon just gets flipped. I think it's called like Roof Fling or something like that. It's silly. I ran a deck with it once for fun, because if it's your opponent's only Pokemon, you win the game, but you can't really grind feints, and at the time I was trying to get grass feints, so it's like, ooh, there's Unknown Missing. Only if your opponent has 12 or more supporter cards in the Lost Zone. That is tough to make happen. That is really tough. And another Tapu Fini. There's another Lost Blender in there. I think Lost Blenders have some value. We'll use those for decks where you need to get things in the Lost Zone. Yeah, no. Pokemon Let's Go is so freaking fun. That's everything that I just was explaining about why. It makes perfect sense when you're actually playing the game and you realize, oh my god, this is better. The other way wasn't better just because it's what we've been doing for years and years and years. There's the Ampharos. Yeah, what does this Ampharos do again? I know it's not super great, but Unseen Flash. Once during your turn, you may put 2 Lightning Energy cards from your hand in the Lost Zone. If you do, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Dang, but you have to chuck away Lightning. Yeah. And then Split Bomb does 50 to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. That is rough, because you're trying to get a Stage 2 out there, and all it does is 50 to 2 different Pokemon. It's only useful if you know that the meta is going to be chock full of decks with low HP Pokemon. And the 50 is so rough. There are a lot of Pokemon too that, like, a lot of GXs, or even Tag Team GXs, I know I've seen a couple where it's 50 damage for that first attack. I know the new Kangaskhan, I think, is just like that. And it's like, and I know people are arguing on the sites here. Sorry to cut my own self off, but you may discard any number of cards from your hand and then draw cards until you have 5 cards. If you can't draw any cards in this way, you can't play this card. Yeah, no, that can be really handy, especially if you have a junk hand. It's basically like Sycamore, but with variability, and you can't get 6 out of it. You can only get 5. But no, that what was I just talking? No, there was something specific though. About 50 damage. It's so rough, and I see it all the time on Pokemon as a single or double energy. It's usually a double energy attack that does 50, and the problem is that everybody runs like Zoroarks, where the Zorua had 60 HP, or they run Eevees with 60 HP, or they run Vulpix with 60 HP. All these Pokemon that are staples in decks that have 60 HP. Yes! Oh, I'm so happy.
Merry Christmas.
Woo! Oh, I really want to run a Blacephalon deck, and I need more. Well, this is my first one, and I'm gonna need some more. Here, Arceus, if you're up there, hook me up with some Blacephalon. If I haven't already used up all my blessings on all those gold cards. Oh my gosh. And but yeah, that it's rough to see 50 damage when you know 60 will knock out some of those staples. And I keep seeing 50, and there's not a lot of ways to increase that. You're pretty much going to do 50 damage. There's ways to do increased damage to GXs. There's Muscle Band if you're in Expanded. Or Fighting Fury Belt. Super useful in Expanded. No longer viable in Standard. So that's my rant on 50 damage. Oh, she's getting a picture of our cat. He's so cute.
He has like his face covered.
Oh, and I didn't look at the attacks on Blacephalon. What am I thinking? And we still haven't gotten the Naganadel from this set, and we need more than one.
Naganadel.
Yeah, apparently that's how it's pronounced, at least according to PTCG Radio. We've been calling it Naganadel. I don't know.
Naganadel.
That's why I like that pronunciation better, because it works so well with the Phenomena song. It's a pillow.
Yeah.
It's an itchy pillow, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have not seen that Naganadel / Naganadel at all in here. I know that there's a lot of full art trainers in this, and I watched Derium on their channel. They opened 1,000 packs, and there were still multiple full art trainers that they didn't pull a single one of. 1,000 packs of this set, and did not get any of a specific card is just absurd. Maybe they need me to open packs because of how lucky I am, apparently. We aren't even halfway through this video yet. There are still so many hints to come. Might be a bit of a doozy, but... That pretty Moltres. Oh, that could be useful. A basic where 2 energy does 120 if you have any stage 2 on your bench. But it's tough. I mean, I think that a lot of these cards, it's like that's good damage, but if you're trying to get 1-hits on GXs and you're having to rely on weakness to get there, it's rough. So 20 for each of your basic Pokemon. So this is basically Zoroark GX's ability right there, or attack in a nutshell. Except this is only for basic Pokemon, whereas his does for any 20 times. Anyway, yeah, cool. I know I've seen that Victini. I saw something on PTCG Radio. He was analyzing it. By the way, and I'm not saying this because anybody asked me to, for the 10 people that even watch, yes, now there's Abstrega, for the 10 people that actually watch these videos, but if you are watching this and you haven't checked out PTCG Radio, really, really you need to. I mean, yeah, Unlisted Leaf is as entertaining as it gets for pack opening videos. Like, he's just so animated and fun to watch, and I, of course, also recommend him. But PTCG Radio is such a great analysis. This Meganium. I gotta hold that thought, because Meganium has this ability that allows you, before you attack, to choose one of your basic Pokemon and attach a stage 2 card from your hand to evolve it. You can use this ability during your first turn, or on a Pokemon that was put into play this turn. So you could play a basic Pokemon onto your bench, and if you have this Meganium, you could immediately evolve it all the way up. If it has a stage 2. So something like Routes gets played out onto the bench and immediately evolved into Gardevoir GX.
If you have that in your hand, or if you have it in your...
oh no, if you have it out. You have to have Meganium out there first. But it's still super useful, because it's tough out here for stage 2s. It's tough if you're a stage 2 like this, where you're relying on another stage, potentially on another... Well, this specifically relies on another stage 2 to be in, because its ability is all about evolving stage 2s, and it's tough to have multiple stage 2 lines, so this Meganium can be super handy, and it's also really pretty. Also that. And Meganium is one of the worst final evolution starters in terms of stats and move pool. I think mostly move pool is what berries are. But I still always pick pretty much Chikorita whenever I play Gen 3. Because I like Chikorita, and I like Bayleaf. It's a dinosaur. I don't feel like I have to explain it anymore.
I always either chose Totodile or Cyndaquil.
Well, you're wrong. No, they're all great. I'm not super wild about Totodile. I know that's like, how could I not like Totodile? I think ever since the first game, because I had a thing where I didn't like Blastoise. And it was a very temporary thing because Blastoise is really cool. But I always saw him as the enemy because I picked Charmander the first time I played. Amazingly not Bulbasaur. Anybody that knows me knows that Bulbasaur is my absolute #1 favorite Pokemon of all time. But yeah. Oh, another Life Force. I might trade that for one of the other ones. And a Primarina. But yeah, I picked Charmander, so my rival picked Squirtle, of course. So I was always like, that was the bad guy. Essentially, this is the bad guy's Pokemon.
Whitney.
But it grew on me. Yeah, look, there she is without her Miltank. Yeah, well, this is a very special card. Draw a card, then draw 2 cards for each other Whitney in your discard pile. So you need to find a way to get 3 Whitneys in your discard pile so you can draw 7 cards with that. But that's the only way you can do it. There's another Meganium. Hope I pull another Blacephalon so I can read off the attacks. And also, because I want to make it back Blacephalon. And I feel like a deck that runs it needs at least 3. Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff. That was horrible. But PTCG Radio, super great channel to get information about cards and why they may or may not be useful. And it's a really swell guy that does the channel. I hate how... Look, I'm not judging YouTubers that, like, swear a lot on their channel. Like, I swear a lot in real life, but it sometimes can seem obnoxious when they... Ooh, the Celebi Prism Star with Time Distortion that devolves any number of your bench Pokemon as many times as you like. Yeah, and Leech Seed. And that's really useful for Pokemon where you constantly deal damage whenever you evolve them. You can just keep devolving them and evolving them. But anyway, it's just there are some YouTubers that are like, I'm super edgy, you should watch my content because I'm super edgy and I swear a lot, or I be really negative. And what I really like about channels like Unlisted Leaf and PTCG Radio and Duriums is that they don't do that. That they genuinely, that is awesome. Look at that Mina.
Wow.
That is so pretty. It's a very specific supporter though, and that's tough. That's a tough tune. But anyway,
Full art.
that is so gorgeous. So gorgeous, that card. Wow, that is awesome. Anyway, I'm all for being, critically engaging something and being honest about its faults. But I really appreciate those channels because they still, as a general rule, they honor the fact that Pokemon, as a world, as the most profitable media property ever, has made more money than Mario and everything else. I love that I got another Professor Elm. It's a positive entity, not a negative one, And I really like those channels. They're also really informative and fun, so check them out for sure. More Electroporters, more Poiples, but still no Naganadel. Give me the Naganadel!
Oh, look at this Smirgle.
Yeah, it's pretty.
With the little blep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he does have a blep, doesn't he? Ah. coffee is now cold. That's how much this video, well, it was already not so hot when I started. That's okay. This has been awesome. And this will continue to be awesome.
Whoa.
Ooh, that pretty Typhlosion.
Get another one so you can trade me.
Definitely. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may use this ability. All energy attached to your Pokemon are fire energy instead of their usual type until the end of your turn. This includes cards that come into play on this turn. That's cool. And you can put your opponent's energy into the boss. I thought that was gonna be something. Man, not the Wobbuffet that stalls like the old Wobbuffet. Haven't gotten as much lately. I mean, we got so much early on, so I'm definitely not complaining. I would really like to get more Blacephalon, if possible. But I mean, I don't expect. Oh, another Macargo! Boy, I take that back. We're getting plenty. That's awesome. Love Macargo. But no, I definitely want to get multiple Blacephalon more somehow, which I wasn't expecting to get a playset of them, or even necessary. I mean, look how long it took us to get all the Rayquazas. But or as Dirium calls it, Rayquaza, like a heathen. But I would like to get one more Zeraora. I really need two for what I want to do with it, so. For consistency. Oh, 2 cannon. More electric power. I still haven't gotten a Thunder Mountain yet, which I really want. It's a Prism Star Stadium. Then there's, I think, Heat Factory, something like that, for the fire one. There are 3. I'm pretty sure there are 3. I'm almost certain. Heat Factory. That's what it is. Did I say Heat Factory? I don't remember what I said. But it's Heat Factory. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard a fire energy from their hand, and if they do, draw 3 cards. That's awesome. And you can't use an item or supporter card to get rid of the stadium. You have to play another stadium or use an ability from a Pokemon to get rid of it.
Really?
Yeah, like remember the old Lugia EX? That would do 20 damage for each energy attached to both Pokemon. And its second attack was 4 energy. I can't remember how much damage it did, but it also discarded any stadium in play. It did extra damage if there was a stadium, and then discarded the stadium. That would work on this. And another Rhythm Strike.
No.
50 more packs. Come on, more Blacephalon, and another Zeraora. Oh my god, an Alola Ninetales GX. Gotta get one of those. And you know, one more gold card for the road. Thunder Mountain! Yes! Yeah. Right as I say I want both of them, then they just appear for me. Everything just appears as I even if I don't ask for it, the game just provides for me, and that's just something we've learned on this channel at this point. You know? Thunder Mountain, the attacks of electric Pokemon cost 1 less lightning energy. That's just... Those types of cards, they're just gonna go... Yes! I told you, see? See? Oh my god, I can't even believe this opening video. It's amazing. Wow. Alright, well, so what we need yet before this video can end is one more Blacephalon at least, one more Zeraora, and an Alola Ninetales GX. So, Poke Gods, Arceus, if you're up there, you know, keep them coming, man. All those bad videos where we got crap openings, you know, at the start of the channel have suddenly come to roost now for me. I would love to have and I feel like it's too late now, even though I could still run it in expanded. I've seen it in expanded, but there's a Donphan deck where the Donphan attacks and then retreats right away, and it's super brutal. Oh, and the old Vespa Queen deck would have been fun to run too. Had some really great games against some of those sort of decks. This video, though.
I can't even believe it.
Yeah. I didn't think we were ever going to have another video that rivaled the video 2 videos ago. Which, if you haven't seen our final Hunt for the Dragon / our final Celestial Storm video for a while, which was 2 videos back, definitely go check it out. It is amazing. We pulled 4 GXs at one time. Oh, look at that! Another Prism Star, the Xerneas. Once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to become your active, you may move any number of energy from your other Pokemon to it, and then hit with Bright Horns for 160. The bummer with that is that if you had another Xerneas, if you could somehow have 2 Prism Star Xerneas, you could keep rotating them in, because Bright Horns, when you hit for 160, which is not bad, add a choice band, you're hitting 190, you're taking out Buzzwole.
But you can't have more than one.
You can't have more than one, and that's the problem, is because this Pokemon can't use Bright Horns during your next turn, which is a bummer. If you had 2 Xerneas, you could keep rotating them in and swapping energy between the 2 of them. It'd be clutch. And the Shaman can see some play because it can heal. Added that Prism Star Leaf card that heals 60 per turn from a Leaf Pokemon. There's definitely a lot of unsung cards for Leaf Pokemon in this set that can see some play for sure. Shedinja. Our cat. He is so cute right now. If the camera was closer, I would just let you guys see him doing cute cat stuff. Ooh, Full Art Sceptile. He's got Mach Cut, which discards a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. That's handy. And Leaf Cyclone that does 130, moves the grass from this one to one of your bench Pokemon. And then Jungle Heal GX. Heals all damage from each of your Pokemon that has any Leaf energy attached to it. I mean, I can see it tacked in. It's not, you can't really center a deck on it. I mean, unless you can deal 130 a turn and get knockouts, which is tough. In a lot of Leaf Pokemon GX, since GXs came out, going back to Pheromosa GX, now we got Sceptile and Virizion. They all have this kind of 1-2-1 setup. 1 Leaf energy, 2 at the most, you know.
Maybe 3.
Maybe 3. But that seems to have become kind of a theme with Leaf Pokemon. It's low energy requirements, which is pretty cool. And I got a playset of Professor Elm's lecture, by the way, in case I didn't have that in. Our cat is being so cute right now.
His toes are curled like this.
And his body is twisted like that. That's just what he's just comfortable like that. All the pets I've owned get comfortable in the most uncomfortable looking positions. I remember my dog when I was growing up. He would fall asleep in the car. He'd have his hind legs standing up in the back on the backseat floor, and then his front paws would be like this on the center console, and he'd just lay like this, standing up on his back legs. What a weirdo! What a weirdo! Oh, another Heat Factory.
Reverse.
Sweet. That's pretty. No, it's just what the Prism Stars look like. Super monochrome, super colorful. Oh, another Sceptile. You know,
different art.
Why not give me 2 in a row? Why not give me 2 Sceptile in a row? You know what? Why not just give me 3 GXs in a row? I forgot once again to review the Blacephalon's attacks. Now I need to get a 3rd one because I need to review those attacks. Otherwise, I'm going to need to do another video of this set so that we can like That's just...
Or we could just go through your deck and...
Yeah, that's too much work. No, we need to open more packs. The answer is always opening more packs. I mean, it is known, Khaleesi. It is known. Wow, Buffin. And yeah, so beyond Pokemon Let's Go, which we've talked about at length so far, and oh, and tonight we're beating the Elite Four to yes, a reverse electric power. Another thing we've been playing is still haven't gotten Unknown Damage, by the way. The other two we've gotten multiple copies of, like 5 in hand. Pokemon Go. A lot this weekend because of the it just ended yesterday. Well, last night at 1 a.m. here. Another Ditto Prism Star! Clutch. And it's a Lost March Jumpluff. I don't know if I've seen any other Lost March in here. I might have skipped some if I did. But that's the first one I can recall seeing. Lost March does 20 damage for each of your Pokemon except Prism Star cards in the Lost Zone. Which is sweet. I hate Night March though, and I don't want it to come back. So just don't play Lost March. If you're watching this, don't play Lost March, please. No, but the last community day that just ended, it was a weekend-long community day. It was awesome. It made Dratini, Larvitar, and Beldum spawn en masse.
And Eevees. And
Eevees, Mareeps, Pikachu, all the community day Pokemon throughout the year. And they had increased shiny rates. They could get their community day special moves that were all really awesome. There's another unknown missing. But what's sad is now that it's over, and it was amazing. I was running out the door multiple times, even up until the wire last night. Late at night out in the cold here. It is frigid. And Joanna's phone, even though it had plenty of battery left, like I was monitoring the battery, it had 20%. And then while I was outside getting the last few Pokemon, and I was in the middle of evolving her last Beldum into Meltan, and I was going to evolve it into Metagross, her last Metagross. Not Meltan, Metang. And her phone died from the cold. Oh, another Tyranitar, sweet! I also do want to run a Tyranitar deck, so that's awesome. So many awesome Pokemon in this set, I can't get over it. It's my favorite set in a long time. It died from the cold. And I was like, no, 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 no! And there was 10 minutes left, and I'm running all the way back to the apartment. And I got inside, and I got it warmed up enough so that it would turn back on, and I got the last evolution in. Yeah, no worries.
I was like, why am I getting this weird notification this morning, like, about my battery?
That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, it got too cold, so your phone couldn't keep itself on. I once got stranded out in the middle of nowhere, and that happened with an old cell phone I had, where it had battery, but it died from the cold. It sucks. I swear I thought I was gonna lose my fingers. It was with wind chill. It was like really cold winter, like eight or so years ago. No, oh my god, it was 10, almost 11 years ago now. And yeah, I almost like, oh man, I had to run for over a mile to get into a parking garage that wasn't warm enough for my fingers to thaw out. I honestly thought I was gonna have permanent damage. And then I flagged somebody down, finally. I tried to flag down a police officer, and they just drove away. So that made me feel really great. Thanks, St. Paul PD. That was when I was living in the cities, and then got a ride to a gas station, my fingers thawed out, and I was fine. No harm, I guess. Yeah. The Pokemon Go event was super great. I loved catching all those awesome Pokemon.
I got a total of 3 or 4 shinies.
Yeah, I got, after you went to bed and I took our phones out, I don't know what happened. I caught a shiny Beldum right here in the apartment and on mine, and then when I went out there and I checked everything on both phones, but it just kept coming to me. More Grand Ball. And I found a shiny Charmander and a shiny Eevee and one more shiny. I can't remember what other shiny. Oh, Chikorita. Like in the last hour and a half. It was awesome. Oh, another Lucamine Prism Star. And Cobalion. Yeah, it was amazing. I don't know how they're gonna, like, because that's 3 generations of their coolest Pokemon. Like, you know, besides evolution Pokemon, right? The near legendaries or pseudo legendaries as they're called, Dragonite, Metagross, Tyranitar, all of their pre-evolutions were already in Community Days, and this month they did the last one Community Day where they brought all of them back from this last year. Yo, Rainbow Rare Virizion! That is awesome.
Good job, BP.
Thank you. That's super cool. It's. Oh, he made a little squeak. Oh, he's so cute.
I hope the camera or the microphone picks that up.
That would be amazing if it did. It's kind of facing this way, so it would be rough. He's a little ways away.
Yeah.
Even for a really good microphone. So I'm really thankful for this new better one. But now that all of those Pokemon have appeared, I mean, what's left? Only Gen 4 is gonna come out this coming year. We won't see Gen 5 probably. I mean, we might start seeing it at the beginning or at the end of next year, but they've been pretty much rolling them out over the winter of each year instead of, you know, quicker like we originally thought they were. And so it's like, it's tough for me to imagine between Gen 4 and then what you have left from Gen 3, which is Salamence and Vibrava. I mean, Bagon and Vibrava. And don't get me wrong, those are really a playset of Lucamine. I don't need that. Oh! Oh, it's a Rainbow Rare Blacephalon! Oh my god.
Bursting Burn. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned and confused.
Just super clutch.
Mind Blown, 50x. Put any amount of fire energy attached to your Pokemon in the Lost Zone. This attack does 50 damage for each card put in the Lost Zone in this way. And Burst GX. Discard one of your prize cards. If it's an energy card, attach it to one of your Pokemon.
Oh man. Yeah.
They're pretty.
That Burst GX though, it's you need to be able to see. You need to use something like a town map to see. Is town map even still in standard? I think it might just be expanded. I don't know if Burst GX would otherwise really see use much. But this deck must rely on quite a bit of fire energy. I have 3, and we got to read the attacks. Thanks, baby.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And do you have all 3 arts of Blacephalon? Ow.
Oh, sorry. Ah. I don't have a full art Blacephalon yet, which I really want it. And I want a full art Zeraora. Beggars can be choosers, apparently. Because I've gotten so many amazing pulls today. I can't even state this. Definitely this rivals that other video. And we still have 21 packs to go coming this way. But yeah, no, I'm trying to think like Trapinch and Bagon are the last 2 pseudo-ish. I mean, Trapinch isn't really a pseudo-legendary. Bagon is. And then from Gen 4, I'm trying to think of what the rare stuff is in Gen 4.
Oh, I was just thinking, in Gen 2 we still haven't gotten Smeargle.
Another full art Macargo.
I'll take it.
Sure. It's just become like routine for me now. Yeah, we still haven't gotten Smeargle. At this point, I'm not sure what they can even do with it. It's amazing to me that they still haven't released the last Pokemon from Gen 2. It really is. I can't even... I don't know.
What else are we missing?
That's the only Gen 2er. Yeah, I got my Shuckle! Yeah, I got my Shuckle! Was that 3 in a row? Because the last one, that was Macargo and then Shuckle, but was Blacephalon just before Macargo? If that was 3 in a row, that's awesome, but I know it was 2 in a row. I just can't remember if I got anything else after Blacephalon.
We got the Macargo.
Yeah. You know, I should know. Here in a second, I think I'll know. Shuckle GX, Protective Shell prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have 2 or fewer energy.
Mew.
Oh, he's gotta, and yeah, protect our cords from the cat. Because he's naughty. He's a naughty little kitty. I'll keep reading the attacks though. Triple Poison, which your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Put 3 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon between turns. And Wrap GX, which does 40 and your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Obviously, it's Shuckle. It doesn't do much of anything for attacking, but it's to stall. It's used to stall.
Say hello.
Oh, it's a Moo. We always call Mew Moo.
It's just easier to say.
It just is. And we're lazy. Yeah, so let me see here. No, it wasn't 3 in a row. Because right after Blacephalon, we had 21 packs to go. I think. I don't know. We'll rewatch it and we'll know for sure. But I think it was 3 out of 4. I'm pretty sure. But we're now 2 in a row. So, I mean, we could get the 3rd. Nice Zeraora full art, maybe? Maybe Blacephalon full art? Oh, I thought for sure it was going to be something, too. Yeah, no, I mean, there's still some things from Gen 3 too that they haven't, but what is the pseudo legendary from Gen 4? Why is it escaping me? I mean, obviously Arceus is the big Gen 4 Pokemon, and we have the Palkia and Dialga for legendaries. And Gen 4 is the Thundurus, Landorus, and Tornadus, right? For the trio. So I've always kind of been salty about because I love Zapdos and Tornadus has always rivaled Zapdos. Sorry. You gotta get.
Well, I don't want to move the kitty.
I know, but it will look awkward on the camera. We're just kind of off to the side for no reason. Dude, really pretty art though, but not attacks that you would want to use. I'm afraid. I know it's harsh, but it's facts. I'm trying to think of what else could be done. Like, what's gonna rival? Because Tyranitar, Dragonite, and Metagross. Well, Metagross with its newest moveset all have a place in the meta. Beyond Salamence has a place in the meta. What other Pokemon in Gen 3 and 4 are going to have a place in the meta come this time next year? I guess what I'm saying is, this is probably the... yes, reverse Professor Elms.
No.
Oh, no, now we're bitey.
Yep.
Now we gotta leave.
Yeah.
Oh, go leave Mom alone. You're done. I think this is the last best community day. I mean, they'd have to do something creative on future community days, you know? Like, I'm trying to think here. All of the Pokemon from community days appearing in mass, like huge amounts, or like you can find their evolved forms in some way.
But we do need more Sinnoh stones. Sorry, but we do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Niantic took away the guaranteed Sinnoh Stone every week. And then they said that they're going to have a new mechanic introduced to introduce Sinnoh Stones. Still haven't seen it. And by the way, we now have a playset of Unknown Missing. We have over a playset of Unknown Hand. Still haven't seen one Unknown Damage yet. So weird.
Ooh.
That pretty Lapras we haven't seen yet. Yeah, that's cute.
Go last 7 packs.
7 after this. Maybe this will be a dud pack, so we'll just be... Oh, another Ditto. I guess not. Awesome, that's 3 of those. Oh, another Sceptile Full Art. I'm pretty sure I got a Sceptile Full Art already. Or was it a Rainbow? No, Rainbow was... I know Rainbow the Blacephalon, but then I also had another Rainbow Rare.
It was a trainer, was it?
No, well, there's no Rainbow Rare trainers. It was either Sceptile or Virizion. I want to say it was Virizion. Yeah, I think so. But I think I do have a Full Art Sceptile to go with that one. So, 2 Full Art Sceptiles. And Reverse Lapras. Is that a rare? That's a rare, so this is a Prism, isn't it? Oh! They didn't used to have that, I didn't think. Where you could have... Oh, yes, they did. What am I thinking? I was thinking about if you get your GX or your rare card, regular rare here, then this would be a Prism. I don't know if they still do that in this anymore, because I feel like all the Prisms have come out in the reverse slot in this opening. Man, our cat is really being naughty now. He's awake and he wants to play, which... Good thing we're almost to the end of this video, because then we can. 5 more packs. Can we get another Zeraora or Blacephalon or a Alolan Ninetales GX to really make it perfect? Find out next time. Oh, I'm just kidding.
On Live from Lavender Town.
Next time on Live from Lavender Town. Maybe I'll flip my Dragon's Majesty packs for more Lost Thunder. Dragon Majesty doesn't have a lot in it that I want, you know? It's too bad. Like, Dragon type really should be better. If nothing's going to be weak to it, then making all of its attacks require 2 different energy types. Like, there's got to be something to balance that out. They're not exactly, like, overpowered attacks either. We're down to 2 more packs. Can we get anything else? I think we tapped it out. I'll just let him name. Or spray him. Sorry. Oh, another Life Forest. Well, that's cool. I grabbed a Prism at least at the end here. And I highly doubt I'm going to get anything on the last pack. So we're definitely going to open up more Lost Thunder on me. That's going to happen. Here we go. Oh my god, another Ditto Prism. Well, these are very tradable, so I can probably get some things too. And another Lapras. That's still awesome. That video was amazing.
Wow.
So dang good. Definitely rivals that other amazing video on the channel. I gotta tell you, that was unbelievable. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Obviously we did. And yeah, I can't wait to have more of a discussion about all things TCG. I want to talk more about the Tag Team GXs for sure. So many of them have been officially released. We knew a lot of them were coming, but it's still awesome to see their official release. I'm still wondering if Buzzwole and Pheromosa is going to be a thing. I have opinions about that. They're not happy ones. And yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that we have to say before we let this go. But I think, okay, remove that cup over here. Our cat is being very feisty, so we're gonna call it quits right now. But thank you so much for joining us again. Just accidentally. Thank you so much for joining us again. We can't wait for next time, and I guarantee you there's going to be some more Lost Thunder on here.
For sure.
For sure. So until next time, goodbye, everyone!
Live from Lavender Town, signing off.
Team Rocket blasts off at the speed of light!